Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. We're tracking a developing story. The owner of American Kids Sports Center facing allegations of inappropriate behavior surrounding cheerleaders from Norris Middle School who attended that sports facility.
23 ABC's Tori Cooper joins us tonight live outside of the sports center with details about the accusations and what's being done to protect the children. Tori?
Tim and Jessica, it's still unclear at this time what type of inappropriate behavior allegedly took place at the American Kids Sports Center in May of last year. But what we can tell you is that according to Norris School District officials, the tip they received from an anonymous person was too important for them to ignore. Now, according to Norris School District officials, in May of this year, officials received an anonymous tip from a community member alleging that the owner of the American Kids Sports Center, Mike Williams, engaged in inappropriate behavior surrounding the Norris Middle School cheer team who practiced at his facility. Williams, who is listed on the business license for the American Kids Sports Center, is also well known for his time previously spent at the Kern High School District as a board member. The district did not provide details on what the behavior was, only that it was inappropriate and involved the Norris Middle School cheer team. Officials say they notified law enforcement officials of the allegations, but Kern County Sheriff's Office and the Bakersfield Police Department say they have no current investigations into the allegations. In the statement released by the Norris School District, officials say they visited the American Kids Sports Center and confirmed the owner, Mike, was no longer involved in the day-to-day operations or present at the company's facilities. Officials say that the facility is also designed so that the parents could watch their children at all times. Officials say the cheer program concluded after they received misconduct allegations. Back live now, we also reached out to the American Kids Sports Center, and officials say they told 23 ABC News that they could not comment. But for now, live in Northwest Bakersfield, I'm Tori Cooper for 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Our other top story tonight, the California Living Museum accused by an animal rights group of animal cruelty following the deaths of several exotic animals in their care. 23
ABC's Leslie Gooden joins us tonight live in Northeast Bakersfield with what both sides are saying. Leslie?
Yes, you all, I'm standing right here where 3 animals died at Calm, and today I spoke with the animal curator who tells me a little more about their deaths. PETA has sent a letter to the Kern County Sheriff's Office to investigate the California Living Museum, or CALM, and its operator, Kern County Superintendent of Schools, to investigate the facility following 3 animal deaths.
It not only needs to close its doors, but it needs to be, and everyone involved in these animals' deaths need to be charged with cruelty to animals.
Brittany Peete, director of captive animal law enforcement at PETA, says that their call for concern came from a report that was released by the United States Department of Agriculture that pointed out that 2 fisher cats named Taz and Lola died as a result of flea infestations.
What that means is that the fleas are literally draining the blood from the animal's body and causing them to slowly suffocate to death. This is a long-term issue that only happens in cases of severe neglect.
The third animal, a skunk named Trigger, referenced in the USDA report, according to PETA, died of starvation, which CALM says was not the case at their press conference.
So the problem with Trigger was not that he starved to death. He was physically in good condition. What the necropsy did find was that he died of a virus that he was not really showing too many symptoms of.
Adams adds that there aren't studies on proper flea prevention medications for wild animals, so it's a trial and error.
There was also a staffing issue where it was missed for too long, and they should have received treatment sooner than that.
CALM says that they take in over 1,000 wild animals each year, and they are always looking for ways to improve.
The addition of a full-time animal keeper last year, which brings our keeper staff to 8 full-time keepers, contracting for increased on-site veterinary care, accessing multiple USDA resources that they're going to make available.
KCSO tells 23 ABC that because a formal complaint was filed, KCSO will do a preliminary investigation.
I think that's PETA's MO nationwide. I believe I have full confidence in our keepers and our volunteers, and I think it's ridiculous to call for criminal charges.
KCSL says that they do find anything in their investigation, they'll be sure to forward it to proper authorities. Live in Northeast Bakersfield, Leslie Gooden, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
A man's body was discovered early this morning in Taft, prompting the sheriff's office there to conduct a death investigation. Officials say the body was found at 9 a.m. in the area of Hill Road. It's unknown at this hour how the man died or if foul play is suspected. Anyone, though, with helpful information asked to call the sheriff's office 861-3110.
A man convicted of murder in a 40-year-old cold case was back in court today, receiving a sentence of 25 years to life. Last month, Prentice Foreman was found guilty of first-degree murder in the death of 18-year-old Don Coons back in 1979. Coons' death went unsolved for decades, but a breakthrough in DNA led to Foreman's arrest in 2017. This morning, Foreman was sentenced to 25 years to life, and his defense attorney withdrew his motion for a mistrial. Foreman's sister spoke with 23 ABC about her brother's sentence, saying she hopes the truth will come out.
We ask and hope in the future that he can get an appeal and the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, will all come out.
While in court, Foreman's attorney asked the judge to consider allowing him to possibly receive probation, to which the defense replied would be, quote, ridiculous, citing Foreman's history of violence and that he had been convicted 15 times.
Pest control officials called out to the Beale Library in downtown Bakersfield this morning for reports of bed bugs there. Library officials say the bed bugs were found Tuesday in the outside book drop receptacle where people can return their library books. While the book drop-off was treated for bed bugs, officials say they are not aware of any bed bugs inside the library itself, but an inspection will be completed soon.
A DUI and driver's license checkpoint was held last night in East Bakersfield, resulting in 3 arrests and more than a dozen citations. The checkpoint was held from 6 p.m. until midnight last night on East Truxton Avenue. BPD says a total of 645 vehicles were screened. Out of those people, 7 were detained for sobriety tests and 2 were arrested for driving under the influence. 20 people were given citations for driving without a license, and 14 others were found to be driving on a suspended license. 1 other person was also arrested on a felony warrant.
Today is the 4th day in a row of temperatures below seasonal, but they won't be sticking around long. Actually, temperatures are up from what we were feeling this time yesterday in those mid-90s here in Bakersfield. Right now, 88 degrees in Lake Isabella and a high of 104 in Ridgecrest this afternoon. And we are tracking these warmer temperatures thanks to high pressure that is dominating over the Four Corners region. And that is only going to continue to strengthen for us here in Central California over the next several days. But this evening for the sunset, well, temperatures are still going to be warm in those upper 80s. So if you do plan on doing any outdoor activities, I would say to do those in the early morning hours tomorrow because temperatures are going to be warming up quickly. I'll let you know when you can expect the triple digits to return here in the valley coming up next.
The communities of Trona and Ridgecrest continuing to rebuild after back-to-back destructive earthquakes last week. And tonight, the state is offering extended credit to people who have been impacted there. The State Compensation Insurance Fund is offering a 30-day credit extension to policyholders in Kern and San Bernardino counties. It comes as Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency in those affected areas. People with state insurance policies can request the extension by calling the number you see on your screen. That is 1-888-782-8338. And the quakes have left many people struggling with feelings of shock, loss, and helplessness. To help relieve some of the psychological symptoms living through a natural disaster like that earthquake, the Red Cross teaming up with Kern Behavioral Health to provide mental health services. You don't need to make an appointment. Walk-ins are welcome. People are encouraged to go to the Red Cross shelter at the Kerr-McGee Center in Ridgecrest for those services. You can also call to make an appointment. The number on your screen, 1-760-499-7406.
Students at Garces High School have been rallying in the community over the past week, aiming to bring gallons of fresh water to people impacted by the earthquakes. They've been accepting donations, pouring in from all over the county. Because of the massive damage caused by the earthquakes, thousands of people in Ridgecrest and Trona do not have running water. Portable toilets and showers, as well as water tanks, have been set up to help those impacted, and every single donation makes a difference. Since officials say they are not sure when services will be restored.
So many people are working really hard to get our water situation taken care of, and our gas and electric. And Trona is a very unique town. It's full of unique people. It's just my heart's just proud because they just went all out for us. And the response that they've got up here at Garces is amazing. It's amazing.
If you would like to donate to the Garces Water Drive, they'll be taking donations through Friday and will be making their last delivery Saturday morning. Donations can be dropped off at Garces High School on Loma Linda Drive off of Columbus Street in Northeast Bakersfield. And we have continuing coverage of the earthquakes on our website, turnto23.com. There we have pictures and videos of the damage, information on recovery efforts, details about being prepared for possible disasters, and more. You can also stay informed through our mobile and tablet app. If you don't have our app, you can download it for free. You can also stay up to date through our streaming platforms, Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Alexa, where we stream all of our newscasts.
Court TV is tracking 2 murder cases from around the country tonight. One case out of Florida where a jury is deliberating whether a man pays for his crimes with his life or spends his life behind bars. Another case in Georgia where a man was allegedly killed by his caregiver. Court TV's Julie Grant has the latest.
A very good day to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV, and wow, is it a busy day here as we are covering 2 huge trials for you. Today in Florida versus Scott Edward Nelson, the jury will have to consider whether the convicted murderer deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison or die by lethal injection. Both sides gave passionate closing arguments. The verdict form is a long one. There are 54 mitigating factors and 7 aggravating factors that the jury will consider. Nelson, we know, brutally killed Jennifer Lynn Fulford back in 2017. As soon as we have a verdict, we will bring it to you live. Also, we are covering a heartbreaking trial out of Georgia. 91-year-old Adam Bennett was allegedly beaten to death by the person who was supposed to be caring for him. Landon Terrell worked at the assisted living facility where Bennett was a resident. Now Terrell is on trial for murder. We'll be bringing you gavel-to-gavel live coverage and legal analysis all throughout the day, right here on Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Still to come on 23 ABC News at 5. Have you ever wanted to go camping but didn't want to deal with the mosquitoes or sleeping on the ground? We'll tell you all about a new trend this summer so you don't waste your money. Allison?
And we'll be feeling periods of breezy conditions through our mountain and desert communities this evening. I'll let you know what that means for air quality here in the valley tomorrow, coming up next.
Welcome back. We have a warning for you tonight. Ford issuing a recall for about 58,000 cars for an issue that could potentially damage your fuel tank. The recall affects Ford Focus models from the years 2012 through 2014 and also 2017 models. Officials say the powertrain software in some of those cars may not work properly and can deform the fuel tank. The recall is connected to another recall of Focus models back in October where nearly 1.5 million cars were recalled for a similar issue. The Ford company saying some cars in the recall were not properly serviced, so they're issuing another recall. No injuries, luckily, or crashes have been reported. Officials say you can take your car to your dealership. The issue will be taken care of there.
Summertime is here and it's a great time to spend some time outdoors, but let's face it, camping isn't for everyone. Some people are getting into more glamorous outdoor stays.
It's sore to sleep on the ground.
It is.
Those with more cushy digs they don't come as cheap though as the traditional tent and the sleeping bag on the ground. Consumer reporter John Matarese checks out some of the hot trends of glamping so you don't waste your money.
Hate camping? Don't like mosquitoes, heat, rain, and did I mention mosquitoes? Well, then consider it glamorous camping or glamping.
Down there we got the fire pit.
Missy Bricking has always loved camping. Unfortunately, her 8-year-old son, Caden, doesn't feel the same passion at all.
Yeah, he doesn't share my love for the outdoors.
So when Mom recently booked a night for the two of them in a treehouse, Caden freaked out.
What have you done?
Upstairs?
But Caden's world changed after Mom discovered hipcamp.com, which specializes in glamping, glamorous camping. It's the hot new outdoor trend where you stay in high-end campsites, yurts, horse ranches, or in this case, tree houses.
This is like one of the little bedrooms.
The treehouse has a master bedroom and a loft bedroom upstairs.
This would be, like the kitchen kind of dining areas.
Best of all, a locking door for safety and a window air conditioner for comfort.
For people who don't like rustic camping, what do you say about this?
This is really nice. This is it's luxurious.
This is perfect. It's the perfect glamping place.
Face it, unless you're 12 years old, a lot of us don't really like rustic camping. So check out these newest ways to get away from the heat, the humidity, and the bugs. And it's not just tree houses. Consider staying in a yurt, a traditional round tent fully furnished at campgrounds all over the country.
This is the Polar Express.
Do your kids love the movie The Polar Express? You can sleep inside a vintage train in Ohio, Indiana, Virginia, and elsewhere. How about a classic Airstream trailer in Tucson or in Santa Barbara? On a beach near Tampa, you can stay in a classic Volkswagen bus or cool dome houses outside of Phoenix. And those are just a few glamping sites.
What's that one then?
We found Alex Siska glamping with her 3-year-old daughter in a double treehouse connected by a bridge.
So you have a little cabana tent here.
She knows her little girl will remember this experience.
It's great. We love it.
For families like the Brickings and Siskas, it's worth the extra cost because it's a memory that will stay with them forever.
Really connect to your heart. We like to say that people come in their minds, but they always leave in their hearts.
One downside of glamping, it's not cheap, with many sites at $150 or more per night. But it's cheaper, more memorable than most beach hotels, so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matthews, 23 ABC.
Wow.
Yeah, glamping.
Yeah. Well, listen, especially with the temperatures like we're dealing with, if you were staying somewhere that's this warm, the air conditioning, that would sell me right there. I'd be like, I'm going there. That's for sure. Yeah. And it's only going to get hotter, right, Allison?
Yeah, unfortunately it is. We are tracking warmer temperatures than what we were feeling this time yesterday. 94 degrees right now here in Bakersfield. So still technically below seasonal, but we are feeling that due to that low pressure system that we've been tracking in the Pacific Northwest. That did bring a slight onshore flow today, so that's what kept us in those mid-90s, but high pressure is going to be moving over the Four Corner region and dominating as we head into the next several days. So we are seeing that most of those that action from that system is staying to our north, so that is keeping Central California sunny and stable, and unfortunately with those hazy conditions. But as for temperatures, well, they're up anywhere from 2 up to 6 degrees here in the valley, up 4 in Tehachapi and 7 in Ridgecrest, and this warming trend is only going to continue because this high pressure is going to be making its way into Central California, bringing that heat, and that means the return of the triple digits. But not quite yet tomorrow. We are going to have a high of 99 degrees here in Bakersfield, but that warming trend technically began today and will be continuing as we head into the next several days. So winds are going to be relatively calm for us here in the valley. So unfortunately, air quality is going to continue to worsen as well. So an AQI of 97 here in the valley tomorrow. So that's still technically in the moderate range, but we are nearing that unhealthy for sensitive groups range. And as soon as we see those triple digits, which we will begin to see on Friday, it looks like that air quality is only going to continue to worsen, especially on Saturday. That's actually going to be the hottest day of the forecasted period, a high of 106 here in the valley. And when we are seeing those temperatures in that 105, 106 range, that means our desert communities could be seen up to 110 degrees. Then starting on Sunday, we are seeing a cool down beginning, still going to be above seasonal as we head into your Sunday and Monday, a high of 101, but then back to the upper 90s as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But look at this, sunny skies and dry conditions for at least the next 7 days. The Kern River Valley will have a high of 95 degrees tomorrow, reaching the triple digits just briefly as we head into your Saturday. Tehachapi and Fraser Park will be in those 80s, and the 90s are right on its heels. So definitely warming up. You could feel that it was warmer today, still technically below seasonal, but getting inside that warm car, you can definitely feel it.
Yeah, it was a little deceiving this morning because it still felt fresh really early, like 6:30, 7 o'clock, but whoop,
on up.
Just kidding, yeah.
What's to come?
I know.
All right, Allison, thanks for coming up next. You can order just about anything on Amazon, school supplies, a giant rubber ducky if you want it, but now Amazon looking to help you become a homeowner. We'll tell you how. You're watching 23 ABC News at 5.
Tonight, after the Labor Secretary's role in a sex offender's plea deal.
We'll have to look at it very carefully.
Will the president stand by him? Plus, the latest on the diplomatic dust-up with the UK. World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Welcome back. There are some people who say the bigger the better when it comes to buying a home, but Amazon seems to think good homes come in small packages. Amazon is getting into the trend of tiny homes. For a few $1,000s and a little do-it-yourself spirit, you can have your own tiny home sweet home. Prices range from between $5,000 and $20,000, depending on whether you want a one-story or two-story house. Compare that to the average home price in California of over $250,000.
The best part, you just just pick it up when you're bored of wherever you're living.
Yeah.
Listen,
I just think less cleaning, right? Because the bigger the house, the more cleaning you got to do.
That's a good point. Maybe you can't even fit a vacuum in there. So you're
even
good.
better. Even better.
Just sweep.
Yeah, exactly. When we come back, I have one final check of your forecast. Temperatures are going to continue to warm later this week.
Welcome back. Pretty comfy day. The last, though, for a while.
I know, unfortunately, a high of 94 degrees here in the valley, but actually on this day last year, it was a high of 99. So at least we aren't that warm as of yet, but unfortunately, temperatures are only going to continue to warm due to high pressure that is dominating over the region, bringing us dry conditions and the return of the triple digits just on its heels, 106 on Saturday. But thankfully, that's the warmest day of the week, and then cooling down as we head into early next
on
week.
a Saturday.
I know, unfortunately.
On a
Stay in the pool.
Yeah.
That's it for us at 5. World News next. We'll see you after that at 6.